Hey guys, my name is Hella Bella and I'm going to be talking about my experience buying my first gun, which is the Sig P365. And I can't believe I remembered all of that because up until a couple weeks ago, I had never shot a gun in my life. I never grew up around guns. No one in my family owns guns really. And it's just something that just didn't come up for me, which is kind of a surprise as an Alabamian. Since buying my first gun and going to the range to shoot it a couple of times, I have learned a lot about gun culture, but in general, I'm still really a beginner. So this video is kind of from a beginner to a beginner, I guess. If you want a review video from someone who's able to pick up this gun, show you the inside and out, and tell you all about it, I really can't help you there. But as someone who has not been around guns at all, ever, and now being able to shoot this somewhat proficiently, I just kind of want to talk about the gun in general and kind of why I chose this gun as a first-time gun owner with tiny baby hands. I'm only 5 foot tall, and I really, just was not mentally prepared to own a bigger gun at this time. The main reason that I bought the gun was for self-defense, home defense, concealed carry. I do have my concealed carry permit, and it was relatively an easy experience. I wanted to get a gun and I got a gun the same day. Living in Alabama has its perks sometimes, I guess, depends on where you fall on the political spectrum with gun ownership, but let's try to keep this video non-political. Let's just try to talk about the facts. So here is the gun, and you can see that it is really small in my hand, and it's just something that, when you get your hand around it, if you can see there, that is just a tiny, tiny gun when you look at the size of my hands in general. And before anyone freaks out, it's not loaded. It's, it's good to go. And it's not something that I would ever put myself in danger trying to make a YouTube video. The main reason that I think that this video might be good for some women is that, I was really scared to shoot a gun and I was really scared to own a gun. And over the last couple of weeks, I've really seen kind of a change in the way that I look at it. I'm not kidding you guys. When I first got the gun, I was scared to bring it in my house as if it was gonna somehow be able to shoot me without me pulling the trigger. And since taking some classes, I've really gotten more comfortable having it around. I did opt to get the laser on this, and it's just something that makes it a little bit easier to shoot with. And the laser is not 100% accurate, but I think that it just kind of gives me a little boost of confidence when I am shooting, because at least I'm in the general direction that I want to go. I did wind up shooting a couple different guns when I was going to buy this one. I think I shot 4 different guns, and this gun is just the one that felt the best in my hand. This gun is just really, really comfortable for me as far as size goes. A bigger hand would definitely hang off of this, so I would not recommend this unless you're gonna get there's an XL one, I believe. And as you can tell, I can't talk about guns because I don't know about guns from anything except for the perspective of someone who's just getting started. I did, kind of learn a lot about gun safety. I wanted to know, how to be safe before I brought the gun in my house. And obviously the gun is not loaded now, but I'm just trying to always treat it as if it is loaded. Except for the part where I pointed it at the camera. That was probably not the best course of action. From what I've been watching on YouTube, some reviews of this gun, the biggest pro to this gun is how concealable it is. And I've already noticed from putting it in my holster that goes in the side of my pants, it's such a small gun. You can just tuck it in your pants, tuck it in your waist, and you're really not going to be able to see it. Now, as far as accessibility, it's pretty easy to load for a smaller hand person. I haven't had any trouble with it, and I'm brand new to guns. I did learn about something that you can use to load the magazine with that makes it easier, and I was like, wow, that would have been really helpful the first time I shot a gun. So far, I think I've put 150 rounds through it myself, and I realize that's not very many rounds in the grand scheme of things, but so far everything has been great. There haven't been any malfunctions, and I think it's also just a really reasonably priced gun. I do have a little bit of footage of me shooting, but please be gentle because I don't know how to shoot. I'm just telling you, I don't know how to shoot. I don't know how to aim. I barely know how to even load the gun and shoot it in general, but I wanted to kind of document this process because coming from somewhere where I don't know anything, it's really interesting to see a beginner's perspective. Even watching videos from other people who are really proficient in, shooting, it kind of makes you really intimidated because you're like, am I supposed to be that good? And I sort of realized no, you're not supposed to be that good at the very beginning of doing something. That's just not how life works. I do have a long way to go with this, but I really just like this gun in general. I feel like I could definitely see myself buying more of these guns, especially because I like the idea of having one for the house and one for the car and not having to go back and forth and maneuver things around. And for those of you who didn't grow up around guns, I would love to know what you think about this as a hobby and gun culture. Maybe just start a discussion about it in the comment section. I know that there are so many different opinions, but like, this gun has given me like a lot of confidence when it comes to being in my home alone at night, and it's scary and you hear the noise and you're like, oh my God, is someone outside? Are they gonna rob me? And you know, it's like, I'll just tell you the truth. A couple of weeks ago, I had someone come to my door in the middle of the night, and I had to call the cops on them. And after that, yeah, I was never gonna, from that moment on, I'm not gonna be without a gun for the rest of my life. Like, I'll just, like, something just, that really scared me really badly. I have thought about it probably 500 times since it happened, and just knowing that all I need to do is go get my gun out, walk to the front door, say, you need to get off my property, I'm calling the police, and do what I need to do and defend myself. It's just a good feeling. And no matter how inefficient that I may be with shooting, it's definitely going to be harder to come in someone's house when they're pointing a gun and shooting at you. So I think, you know, the cons of having it, you know, maybe I'm not the safest or something like that, none of that's going to matter in a situation where I need the gun. So ultimately it became more useful for me to own a gun than not own a gun, or it became more of a liability for me to not own a gun. And that's how I'm going to look at it. All right, I've chatted enough about this conceptually. Let's get some footage from the range. And this is not going to be very good footage because I wasn't planning on getting it tonight. I just happened to get this footage, and I don't like to be that annoying person who's like, I have a YouTube channel, oh my God, let me get footage. Like, but you know, sometimes you want to see the inner workings of something and you want to see what something looks like. So let's go check out the gun range and see what it looks like.
Alright guys, here is another shot of the gun at the range. I'm in my little lane here, and this is just kind of some footage of the gun in action. I actually got to shoot an AR-15 tonight as part of a class, so take a look at that.
You guys, they're actually like letting me play with this. I cannot believe it. So I just smack this like really hard.
Yep.
So I'll put my chin up here. All right, you guys, my heart rate is like through the roof. Like,
I had so much fun shooting that bigger gun, but it really did scare me and my heart rate was insane. So I went back to shooting my other small gun. I'm just shooting to practice tonight, just trying to get comfortable loading and reloading the gun and just shooting for accuracy really, really close. I shot from anywhere between 3 to 7 yards away tonight. And you know, what my range instructor has told me is that for the most part, most of the encounters that you're going to have with your gun are going to be pretty close anyway. So here is me just kind of showing the gun, trying to show you guys what I'm doing, and you know, just always bringing that element of a YouTuber everywhere I go. I can't help but get footage and kind of show you guys what's going on. But this is relatively easy for me to maneuver and work, and I'm just so happy I got this gun. I'm glad I got into this hobby. I'm glad I found a place where I feel comfortable going to, and they're just, you know, I'm surrounded by good people who want to help me learn, and I think that makes all the difference. I really hope you guys enjoyed my review of the P365 Sig Sauer from a beginner's perspective. This is a hobby that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one.